It's starting to feel a lot like Christmas. Oh my God, I love Christmas. And so in this video, I have come up with a really great story. And the story is of a little boy who is called Kevin, and his mum wants to decorate the tree because she loves Christmas, and Kevin wants to grab onto all the decorations and dress himself up as a tree. So mum then says to him, well, if you really want to be a tree, Kevin, go away and be a tree because I'm far too busy decorating the actual tree, because he's whinging and whining. Well, Kevin then comes up with a great idea. So he runs into the garden with his best, most pointiest pair of scissors, and he snaps off branches from any of the trees as he can, and then he manages to tie them onto himself and turn himself into a tree. And then he runs inside while Mum isn't looking and pinches the Christmas lights and wraps them around him, grabs the tree star, and even manages to get some baubles on there. Then he grabs all the Christmas presents because he's very naughty, and he's running through the house shouting, I'm a tree, look at me, Mum. And as he's doing this, Mum turns round, the dog runs in front of him, the lights trip him up, and there he is, a pile of branches, Christmas tree lights, and he's got a sore bump on his head. But that is what Kevin felt very happy about. And Mum said, oh, all right, you can be a Christmas tree for a while. So she stands him up, brushes him down, and plugs in the lights, and he gets to stand there and smile for all of 5 minutes before he gets bored. So that is the story about Kevin. And now I'm going to draw for you the character of Kevin. All right, so to draw this character today, we're going to start off with our favorite. Let's draw a circle. So the circle is for Kevin's head. So Kevin has got lovely big round eyes, and we're going to put in the pupils of the eyes like so, like we always do. And I'm just going to shade in the pupils of the eyes as such. Whoops, putting a little bit of reflectiveness. Use your pencil, make sure it's sharp, pause at any time. I put, the iris is the colourful bit of the eye, and I put little sort of spikes in there to make it look really cool. All right, so now I'm going to add in his expression. So his eyes are looking up. So it's saying, what is happening to Kevin? So at this stage, Kevin is really proud. It's more the end bit where he's standing in and it's plugged in, and Mum's finally said to him, all right, be a Christmas tree if that's what you want to be. So I'm going to give him a little nose, and he's looking up at the sparkling star on his head, and he's got the proudest, punchiest smile. He's so happy, he's so excited. So when we've drawn this, I'm actually going to give him some funny ears. When I've drawn that, now I have to make the shape of the tree. So he's actually made this out of branches. So in reality, if he had done it properly, it probably wouldn't, and this was a very real picture, it would look a lot messier. But because it's a cartoon, I can make it look a little bit more like a styled tree. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm just making zigzags, and I'm going down in layers like this. So here's the tree. He's made this spectacular looking Christmas tree because Mum was spending so much time decorating the other one, but he wanted to be the tree. I think he wanted to be the best. So now, once I've got the tree shape, just make sure you can go around the sort of, this part here, this is where I go around the edges more and make the outside of the tree just stand out just a little bit more. I can hear a really annoying fly for those of you watching this. Do you like my Christmas decks as well? Thought I'd add them just to give us that festivity because Christmas is here soon. Some of you may be actually doing this video a week before Christmas or on Christmas Day, or I'm actually making this video about 3 weeks before Christmas. So this drawing though can be a really cool drawing because it could be to go on the fridge, or you could frame it and have it on the wall, or make it into a card for a gift for someone for Christmas. So that's the shape of the Christmas tree. It's basically like, if I do it here, triangles. 1, 2. This is a really easy way to do Christmas trees. 3. So can you see, you may not be able to see it, I'm just going to do it a bit heavier up here. And that's how a Christmas tree looks. And you can curve the lines in and add in the bits like, you know, the parts of the Christmas tree where it's got, so it looks a little bit more like a tree, like a real tree. See, that's how you build one. So I always build my characters from shapes, and I've gone through this with you before. All right, next, I'm going to put the star on his head. So for the star, we're going to do a nice big star, pride of place star on the top of him. Look at that star. That is the best star, and that star, I'm doing these little marks here. These are like a way of showing something is sort of sparkling, because this is the most beautiful star you've ever seen that he's put on his head. He may have cut it out and made it out of sparkly paper, or he may have actually stolen Mum's decorations. Now, what we've got to put in here is we've got to put his hands, because he's got to have hands. So I'm actually going to put his hands coming out here. One of them is going to come out here, like this. And we're going to do his thumb. And I'm actually going, that's the hand, and I'm going to draw some Christmas presents he's taken, and he's going to balance them. Now, when you're drawing anything that wants to look animated, with storytelling, it's always good. Balancing things is a great way to do it. So we can put some shapes on here. I'm going to put one up here, which is another, what could these Christmas presents be? I'm going to be putting a round one up here because I think it's funny. There's 3 Christmas presents, and I'm going to, so they're obviously Christmas presents, I'm just going to wrap them with a ribbon. Now remember, please pause this if I'm too fast. There we go. And then you can actually add patterns. So I'm just going to put some stripes on this paper, some gold stripes. Might put some dots on this paper. Now adding that makes the drawing quite interesting. Rather than leaving it plain, add a little pattern on there. It's often a good tip. So here I'm just going to add some triangles as if they're Christmas trees. I mean, you probably have Christmas paper and it's probably got loads of stuff all over it. Here's a bow at the top. There's another bow. I'm just doing them as a series of shapes. You could even add on here what's called a tag, Christmas tag with a name on, if you want to. That one may have Kevin written on it. I wonder what Kevin's getting there. Right, so there's the star, there's the Christmas presents, there's his hand, which actually looks terrible. So we've got to show his hand. So his hand's kind of, it's showing his hand. It's got his little finger maybe up there holding it, and then the other fingers are underneath. Hands are very hard to do at the best of times. So what I'm going to do is erase this a bit. I'm going to do his little pinky coming up here. There's another finger, and then you can even put another finger in there. So, fingernails. Looks a bit strange, doesn't it? But we'll work it out. And then this other one, he can have, sort of, you could just go 5 fingers, and there's the other one. So it's got big long hands coming out. And I'm going to do my favourite here, where I do a leg coming down. There's one leg, and I'm going to have him in very big shoes. So he's got a big pair of shoes. And when I draw the feet, I like to draw them almost like clown shoes, because it makes it funny. It makes it hilarious. I mean, he is some kind of naughty little kid here. Well, are you guys naughty? I don't know. He's excited. He wants to be part of Christmas. It's not naughty. It's just probably a bit annoying for Mum, because she's trying to decorate so perfectly, and I think he's teaching her a lesson that you don't need to be perfect, and it should all be about having fun at Christmas, not about how perfect your tree is or how perfect your decorations are. And I think I like that side of the story. And this is my story, not anyone else. I was almost laughing then because I work on a computer and I was about to step backwards because I did a mistake. So can you see, without going into the way I'm doing the shoe too much and confusing you, but I like to round the ends of my shoes. That's my style and how I decide to do shoes. He's going to have a pair of shoelaces. This shoelace can be slightly unraveled. Now, something we're missing here are the cool lights. So I'm going to start off by wrapping these lights around and around his hand and over here, up over there, around again. They're just very messily done. You want to show almost that sense that it's a bit, it's gone around his foot a few times. And then I'm going to put a plug, as if it's in a normal plug socket. Okay, but that doesn't look like Christmas lights. So I just go, here's a stick and there's a circle. Here's a stick and there's a circle. Here's a stick, there's a circle. So I'm just going to do this and I want you guys to have a go. You can make them heart-shaped or star-shaped. I'm sure you've seen in the shops the amount of Christmas lights you can get and the shapes they are. I mean, gosh, we've got some lovely ones outside. I've got icicles, you know, blue ones. I'm a stickler for Christmas lights. The more colour and craziness at Christmas in our house makes me happy. Reminds me of being a kid too. You know, in fact, my daughter Emily, she decorated our Christmas tree with her best friend. And that, to be honest, the first year I've let her do it. Normally, and I don't know whether your mums and dads are like this, normally I like to do it because I like being creative too, but she did a better job than I ever would have done. There's more colour and more fun on that tree, and that's what it's about. So let's have a look and see what we think. You can see I'm just doing randomly throwing them in. I'm even going to put a few on the floor, even though that doesn't normally happen. And we can just go like that. And we want to make the tree amazing. And I think, voila! One more thing we don't have is baubles. Maybe we can throw a few funny looking baubles on here. Could be a bit much, but sausage baubles there. Maybe it's a bit much. Stripy bauble. Bauble earrings, even though. And a flick of hair. Flick of hair there, flick of hair there. He's looking up at the amazing star. And the star, in fact, is looking down at him. Not to be creepy, but his star is his friend. And they are looking to each other and celebrating Christmas. Now, not going to add any colour to this because I think you guys could add your Christmas colours to this. I think you could make the tree any colour you want. You can sparkle it up. And I always talk about that. Use your watercolour pencils. They are amazing. Or, you know, because you can colour it in and then you can paint onto it. And if you watch the skill building video about watercolour, you can see if you use the right paper. This isn't the right paper. Pick a paper, go in, add your colour, and then add some glue stick and get the glitter all over it. Make it fun. Okay, so here we go. This is Kevin dressed as a Christmas tree. And I'm going to call it The Boy Who Wanted to Be a Tree. Wished to be a tree. And that story I told you, I drew this first and then I came up with the story. So imagine what you can do if you just draw something. Think about the story behind the picture. Anyway, enjoy yourself. Thank you for watching this video and I look forward to showing you the next video. Bye.